Welcome to the Healthy Vibes podcast. I'm Kelly Renato, a mom of two with a passion for helping you live well and have the courage to show up for yourself and your family. My goal each week is to give you a quick dose of courage and empower you to pause more, slow down, and not feel pressured or distracted by this world, and to remember that you always have a choice. I'm so grateful you're here. Let's get started. Hey there, welcome to the Healthy Vibes podcast. I'm Kelly Renato, and I thank you for joining me today for a quick bit of encouragement. I hope it makes you think. I hope it challenges you in your life, and maybe even makes you see things differently this week. This week I want to talk about the valley. A lot of us may feel like we've been in the valley rather than on the mountaintop. When we go through hard seasons, challenging seasons. I saw a quote recently, and it keeps appearing in front of me. Mountaintops are for views and inspiration, but fruit is grown in the valleys, by Billy Graham. And I started thinking about it because this time of year, there's so many celebrations and accomplishments of kids, students, end of year awards, best this, best that, most valuable this, most valuable that. There's so much celebration. And sometimes if your kids or whoever you're surrounded by is on the mountaintop, having a good year, had a good season, sometimes you can easily miss the kids or the people. This is not just kids and students, but because it's this time of year, it's adults too. You might miss the people that are in the valley that have struggled for months or struggled during this year, this season. And it's hard to see. I'll be honest, I miss it too. If it's not someone that's in my life right in front of me, I'm watching it, I care about them. And every year, the last few years, I've watched at least a few kids close in my life struggle, go through hard seasons, things that they didn't imagine for this year of their high school or this year of their middle school. And it's hard, especially when most of what you see is the celebrations of those that had such an amazing year, an amazing season, amazing performances, whatever it is. And while many of them are landing on top, there are many, many that go unnoticed that are coming, maybe still in a struggling season. Maybe they're having a hard time coming out. And I see these kids as warriors. I see these people as warriors. When you're in the valley, you're in the struggle season, and you're in a hard season, nothing is going your way, nothing's going right. You just, whatever it is that keeps coming at you, and you just keep showing up. And you're probably not showing up your best, not how you want, not how you usually do, but you're showing up. You're finishing one day at a time the season, and it's not always noticed. It's not usually noticed, and it's not usually celebrated. So a lot can happen when you're in the valley, when you're in a hard season, if you allow it. So to those of you that know someone, or maybe it's you, or you're watching someone, this I really believe is when, this is when God works on us. He helps us spiritually mature. He grows our character. He strengthens our resilience. He brings us closer to Him. This is when we realize that He is what matters and not these worldly accomplishments, and that we need Him in the good and in the bad. So if you're there and you're struggling, I want you to see how you can grow, what you can get out of this season. Maybe it's awareness of something in your life. Maybe it's just grit. Maybe it's strength, resilience, maturity, getting closer to God. Maybe you've distanced yourself from Him because things had gone well for you for the last year or two, and you had distanced yourself. So maybe it's getting closer to God and just growing up. And I feel that these are the ways that God prunes us, works on us, and develops us into Christ followers and Christians that, see the hard and see where we can become better. Because sometimes when life is going our way and all the things are good, sometimes we forget what's most important. So I want you to look around this week, and I want you to pay attention to who may be in the valley that you haven't noticed because you've been celebrating maybe the ones that are on the mountaintops. And those people on the mountaintops should be celebrated because they've worked hard for what they have too. And that's not what I'm saying here. I'm saying let's also recognize those that have been in the valley. And let's tell them how proud of them we are for showing up, because it's hard when everything's going wrong. It's hard when it's a season of struggle. Maybe it's a financial struggle. Maybe it's you had a hard time with a teacher struggle. Maybe you had a hard time with a subject that you're studying. Maybe you got injured in your sport. Maybe you didn't and you tried your best and you still didn't get the time on the field that you wanted. Who knows what it is? A hard coach. So many things that can make your season hard, make this season hard, make this year hard for you. Whatever it is, just remember that a lot of important things happen in the valley. And if you look it up throughout history, so much has happened in the valley. In terms of the soils in the valley, the nutrients that come from the rivers and grow vegetation. Fruit is grown in the valley, and goodness is grown in the valley. And you have to be open, honest with yourself, and allow yourself to grow in the valley and become a better person so that you can have a good next season, a different next season, a better next year, whatever it is. And just remember Psalm 23:4 says, even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. So look around this week and see who's in the valley. And if you notice that someone, and maybe, and don't beat yourself up if you didn't notice, it's easy in the busyness of life and trying to keep up with our own things, our own kids, our own friendships, our families, to miss that maybe someone was in the valley. But if they are, give them a hug, notice them, tell them you see them and you see them showing up even when things are hard. Celebrate their endurance, their resilience, their grit. Celebrate the fact that they're just there, showing up even when it's hard. Because there's so many students, kids, graduates, seniors, juniors, sophomores, freshmen, athletes, people in the drama, people in academics, whatever it is that are struggling and had a rough season. And they might be surrounded by friends and students that had great seasons. So notice them, hug them, and tell them you're proud of them, because it's hard to keep your head up and show up when everything keeps going wrong. So just notice them this week, because there's a lot of us that are walking in the valley. And if it's you, I'm proud of you. The fact that you're still showing up, the fact that you might be listening to this means you're trying to find a way out. You're trying to get your head up. So get closer to God. Pray about it. Keep working on yourself, taking care of yourself, and realize that this season was for growth. It was for something different than what you thought, and that's okay. There's a lot of life left. There's a lot of seasons left. So be proud of yourself. And enjoy your week. And just notice those around you and who might just need a big hug and a pat on the back this week. So take care. Thanks for being here. And I hope this gives you a bit of encouragement and some courage to go look for who could use encouragement from you this week. Take care. Bye-bye.